Hello everyone. It's my great pleasure to talk to you today about the ACOR Photo Archive as a tool for research and engagement in archaeological heritage. The American Center of Research in Amman is well known for its active role in archaeology and heritage of Jordan over the past 50 years. I'd like to also acknowledge that we at ACOR also support a wide range of research across the humanities and social sciences, and that our image collections include photographs from several other countries in the MENA region other than Jordan. In this presentation, I'll firstly introduce the project and summarize the work we've done to date, and then I'll be sharing some of the ways in which the archive can be used through some case studies. And lastly, we'll be looking at the future for the photo archive. We currently have over 30,000 images digitized and uploaded onto our Starchive platform for public online access. The ACOR Photo Archive project has allowed us to connect with global audiences and those in Jordan in both English and in Arabic. And we're very grateful for the support provided by the US Department of Education through an American Overseas Research Center's Title VI grant between 2016 and 2020. This has enabled ACOR to digitize images, create the database, recruit support staff, and engage project archivists and specialist advisors. I want to acknowledge here the contributions from all of the people who have worked on the project over the years. There are many to thank, but I want to highlight a few people here. Glenn Corbett, who initiated the project, Jessica Holland, who began as a project archivist and as ACOR's archivist, has played a vital role in coordinating workflow and raising awareness. And also our metadata coordinator, assistant librarian Samia Khalaf Kafafi, who contributes much of the Arabic metadata and assists with local outreach in Jordan. The collections that we've added to the database include images from historian and photographer Jane Taylor, former Jordan Times editor Rami Khoury, scholar and author Linda K. Jacobs, and archaeologist George Bass. The Paul and Nancy Lapp collection includes images from their excavations and travels dating back to the 1950s. And the Bert de Vries collection comes from his time as ACOR director between 1988 and 1991. We recently added the collection of archaeologist Kenneth Russell. We're grateful to all of those who provided all their slides and photographs to us, as well as the knowledge and stories behind the images. And I just want to add that although Jordan is our main focus, we do have images from other countries in the MENA region, including Syria, Yemen, and Iran. It's important to note the historical context of the development of the ACOR Photo Archive. Although ACOR already had an important, or has an important institutional archive, the idea of preserving ACOR's photos came partly in response to the significant damage to sites in Syria, Iraq, and Yemen through conflict and deliberate targeting of monuments and museums, particularly from 2014. In this case, the need to help document disappearing or threatened heritage was a key motivation in the establishment of the archive. The Iron Age temple at the site of Ain Dara in Syria, with its elaborate basalt carvings, is one such recent example of cultural heritage destruction in a time of conflict. In 2018, the temple was reportedly bombed by Turkish warplanes, and that caused significant damage to the site. But here you see there are some images that we have from the Linda K. Jacobs collection as Ain Dara appeared in the 1980s, providing at least a snapshot of a more peaceful time. Jordan doesn't suffer from the same kind of destructions of sites and monuments due to conflict, though urban and agricultural development, as well as illicit digging, have a huge impact on archaeological sites, such as this looted early Bronze Age cemetery at Fifa near the Dead Sea. The image on the left comes from Jane Taylor in 1998, and the other was taken by Chad Hill for the Landscapes of the Dead project in 2016. These types of images can be used to monitor damage caused by looting over time and hopefully help drive actions towards site protection. These photographs of Byzantine and early Islamic structures at El Jamal in Jordan come from the Bert de Vries collection. The image on the right shows an upper story doorway precariously balanced with one stone hinged out. And according to Bert, several years ago, the wall toppled over completely due to people climbing on the monument. This highlights the overall fragility of such sites, but the picture could also be used to reconstruct this part of the building. This adds to the cultural heritage value of the photo archive, as they can play an active role in future reconstruction. Another case study here comes from the Hellenistic era site of Iraq al-Amir, just outside Amman. The image on the left shows the site during excavations in the early 1960s by Paul Lapp, documenting the site before its restoration by the Department of Antiquities and IFPO in the 1980s and 1990s, as you can see on the images in the center and the right. We see a dramatic restoration of the temple aimed at attracting tourism. The photos show how drastically the site and landscape have changed over time. The images in the Paul and Nancy Lapp collection provide not only a sense of the scale of the operations at the site, but also of many of the local workers involved in the project. Archaeological fieldwork photography often records information on people working on sites, but there can also be a conspicuous lack of information on the identities of local workforces. Alison Mickle has highlighted this gap in a recent article, where she states that local workers go unnamed or even unmentioned at all, appearing as distant silhouettes in photographs. Wherever possible, the ACOR photo archive includes the names of local workers and others where known, and we will continue to try to identify people in the images. This reminds us that these images are not only snapshots in time. When taken together and used with sources from other locations, a photo archive becomes a dynamic, transformative resource. The images can be used to engage with local communities and contribute to their histories. The collection also allows for an exploration of the history of archaeology. The photograph on the left is one of several in the archive which capture site visits in the 80s and 90s through the Jordanian organization, Friends of Archaeology. Also, upcoming additions to the archive will include images from ACOR's USAID-funded Sustainable Cultural Heritage through Engagement of Local Communities project, or SHEP, including recent documentation of site conservation, training, and educational activities. Now, searching for images on our database can be done through a simple keyword search or through filters on our website. And our platform provides a template on how to provide a credit line for an image. Anyone can click on Save As on an image and download a JPEG suitable for a PowerPoint, for example. And for higher quality TIFFs without watermarks, you can click Request Images, send us your information about the intended publication, and we'll be happy to manage your request. All the images we have are free for research and educational use, but commercial use is granted on a case-by-case basis. Now, while the creation of the photo archive database has been a major part of our project, so is engagement and outreach. The project has gained a growing audience of followers on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook, allowing us to engage with new audiences in both English and Arabic. The preparation of photo essays on specific collections from individuals also helps build awareness. New narratives can be told and retold in multiple and often unexpected ways, drawing on the personal and professional context of why a particular set of images was taken in the first place. And this storytelling aspect also adds a very essential and personal meaning to these collections. We're also interested in gaining feedback from the archaeological community on the archive, and we'd love to receive suggestions for your future photo essays if you have them. We actively welcome feedback on how the collections may be used as an archaeological research tool, as well as a resource for cultural preservation. Digital outreach is only, of course, part of the picture, and ACOR is committed to in-person outreach wherever possible and education, for example, through raising awareness of the photo archive to school librarians and educators in Jordan. Also, through an annual skills sharing workshop, ACOR has brought together archaeologists and professionals from libraries, museums, and archives in Jordan and beyond to collaborate and share their skills and knowledge. This has opened dialogue and created a community of practice in digital preservation. Lastly, we've discussed the use of the photo archive with US-based educators such as this group, who were visitors to Jordan from US community colleges and minority serving institutions during a faculty development seminar held at ACOR. This is helping us to gather structured feedback on the use of our resource and also ideas for how it can be actively used in teaching. And this is leading us into new and exciting directions. We're really pleased to share information about a new opportunity through a grant from the US Department of Education, which will take us now into 2024. The project, the ACOR Digital Archive, developing a multimedia teaching and learning resource, aims to increase the archive's accessibility related to the wider Middle East, including Arabic descriptions, and better serving of area studies scholars and educators. Because we're expanding our multimedia content to include audio and video, we're rebranding as the ACOR Digital Archive. Lastly, we aim to create practical curricular materials based on the Digital Archive for Community College and MSI networks. And with that, I end this brief overview of the ACOR Photo Archive project, and I look forward to any feedback you may have during this session. And so I just want to thank you for your kind attention. Thank you.